Good morning, Virgo. Good morning. I'm going to wait for me to get live on my computer because I am not live yet. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Costa. Good morning, Marilyn. Good morning, Carla. Good morning. I want to make sure that this is straight. Hey, Nat. Good morning, everyone. Hello. Well, Virgo, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. I'm going to see what's going to come out here for you. This morning, I have to get back into it, y'all. Oh my God, it was so hard for me to get up. It was hard for me to get up yesterday. It was hard for me to get up the day before. Oh, I stayed up so late, almost for the, like, I stayed up late till like 4 o'clock in the morning for 3 days in a row. That never happens. Like, I never stay up that damn late. And it was like, what is my life right now? And then I would have to get up with my family. So literally over the past few days, I've only gotten like 2 hours of sleep. Not together, but I'm saying each day I got only 2 hours of sleep, y'all. I am exhausted. I'm so happy it's over with. I'm not gonna lie. I am so tired. You say your shifty timelines. I mean, I could be. It's not. No, it's just because I was up with them. I was up with them. So I go to sleep, y'all. I don't play that. When it's time for me to go to bed, I go to bed. I don't. Mm-mm. But yeah, it was pretty decent. Christmas was actually pretty nice. But when I tell you I'm so happy it's over with because it was just too busy. I was all over the place. I am tired. Okay. Exactly, party animal. Exactly, that's what I feel like right now. I'm sitting up here talking, but I was sitting up here trying to figure out what cards I want to use, and I do have a card deck that I actually noticed in my bag when I left, and I want to use that, but that has to be I have to cleanse it, so I got a crystal sitting on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and use this like we did last week. I'm not going to be using that many. I'll probably only use about like 3 cards, and then we'll use some other oracles, and then we'll get into the tarot. So what I'm going to do is just see what comes out here for you guys. Let's see what's coming out here. And let me say hi to a few other people who came in. I said Nat. I see Taishim. I see Chelsea. Who is that again? Lord have mercy. My brain is leaving me, but I know who you are. I know who you are, but I always forget because of your I don't be remembering. I'm sorry. Hey Katrina. I'm waiting for her to say. I know this is like one of my number ones. I don't know why I can't remember who that is though. Okay, but anyway, all right, let's go ahead. Let's get into the reading. Let's see what's coming out here for you, Virgo. Let's get it. This is for Virgo. Let's see. All right, let's see what's coming out. All right, so what's coming out here is muddled, unclear thinking. And then you have guaranteed success. I'm actually really liking this energy here, guaranteed success. This came out, I do believe, for Taurus. I think this was Taurus reading that this came out for. And this could be with anything. This technically could be with your working career. When I was shuffling earlier, when I was talking, I saw career come out. And I do believe that we mentioned this before when it came down to your money, your job, that type of stuff. Star is more so recognition. So I feel like you guys are going to be recognized. There's going to be something that you guys are going to be seen for. So, you know, if you have like a regular 9 to 5, of course, this is going to be most likely like a promotion, that type of thing. But even if we get off of work and career, I mean, personally, to me, guaranteed success could be anything that you are aiming towards, anything. It doesn't matter what that means. It could be if you're trying to get a house, if you're trying to get a car, you know, if you're trying to lose weight, that type of stuff, that's basically what it is. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here. Now, I'm not really sure what this means. This is me, this 40 right now. Okay, I got this whole unclear thinking. It's so early in the morning. But I'm trying to figure out if this is basically saying that there is something that you are unclear about those very things that you're trying to achieve. This came out first. So I feel like this was the problem and a solution, or basically the outcome still will happen here for you. So let's say if it's about a relationship that you don't know about, let's say if it's about test scores, again, like I said before, if it has something to do with your career, you are going to get some type of clarity about that based on what I see. This is more so position, the star. The star is basically like a position card. It's like how far you're going to succeed with the star. It's guaranteed and nothing is going to get in the way, okay? Let me see if there's anything that you need to pay attention to. Let's see if that can come out. If there's anything that you need to watch out for. This is for Virgo. All right, let's see. Keep in balance. Oh, this is another one. Hold on. So for you, here it says pay attention to your health. And then you also have keep your life in balance. That's interesting. I literally asked if there's something that you have to pay attention to. So with this one, and this is interesting, I literally just watched the Virgo, Gemini. Who did I finish? I finished Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius. I didn't get to Taurus yet. But with Virgo, it was talking about this. I think it was Libra too. And I think Virgo had this health situation, and it wasn't anything bad. It just talked about how for some Virgos, they're changing their eating habits, which was absolutely on point because I remember talking about that even for myself. But health could be anything, not just dealing with your physical body, even though I really do believe it is physical body. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I feel like it has something to do with, something that you may have been ignoring or may be ignoring. Maybe it's something that you need to change with your diet, that type of stuff. Like I said before, I've been on that pretty heavy here. But it also talks about keeping your life in balance. So, one thing I can say, Virgo may have a tendency to put more attention on one thing in their life outside of the other. Now, these are the problems that it's saying that you could be faced with, or something that you need to pay attention to, okay? And some of y'all already know this, so it's not like you don't know what I'm talking about. Again, there could be anything that you guys have been experiencing. You know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? That you need to pay attention to as far as health, and you need to keep your life in order. Now, another thing that I'm seeing here at the bottom of the deck for what you need to watch out for is a two-faced friend, okay? Now, this could be someone who's pretending to be something that they're not, and I get it. I know somebody in the comment section said it before. They're like, why is Virgo always having to have issues? Well, it was just a question that I asked. What I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the blessings as well. I'm not just going to look at this type of stuff. But I would say in the next year, these could be some of the things, but it's not something that you don't know. Two-faced friend could be a lover, okay? These are just the cards that kind of give me a guide on where to go. But it could be someone that you believe has your best interest at heart and they don't, okay? If this card is coming out, that means that you're going to find out that this person does not have your best interest. It's not going to be something that's going to be hidden, okay? So one thing that I can tell you, there are going to be some shady or a shady person around, okay? It does, like I said before, it doesn't mean that it has to be a friend. It could just be someone that you are around that is not necessarily kosher, okay? Now, you guys did have April at the bottom of the deck. April is, I think I did one of those months last week for you guys. So April could be a good month for you in the year of 2026. Now, let's see what will come out here if I ask for your blessings. Give me a second. All right, let's see what comes out if I ask for your blessings here for Virgo. Okay. It says money matters. So if you are in danger financially, meaning if there has been money issues, especially if it's been major money issues that you guys have been in, it's going to be some type of blessing here that's going to happen. I'm not sure how that will happen. I think one of the videos I looked at as far as astrology mentioned something about new career ventures for a lot of Virgos. Some people could get like windfalls, like inheritances and stuff, but I like to keep it real on here. And a lot of people just don't have family members that has that type of money. So I don't know what that can mean. But I mean, sometimes it can come from like, something that you're owed because of a lawsuit or something that you're owed because of a job or something like that. I don't know. But I like the fact that it's coming out saying specifically what it is that was happening, what type of blessings you were getting. Here it says, it's been bad. Okay. So a lot of you have been in a place where money has been in a red zone. You guys already know what that means. Major financial issues that you've been trying to get out of. This is definitely a blessing that will happen. This is what the universe is going to do for you. Get you up out of that. Let me see. Feeling tied down or frustrated. Now, this is a kicker. We saw the money. We saw the people, okay? People, person. I'm just going to say it that way because it just depends. Because if it's at your job, sometimes it could be 2 people, 3 people, just people who just get on your damn nerves. There's going to be some alleviation. A yoke literally is what they would consider that thing that's tied around a person's neck and it's hard for them to move, okay? Feeling tied down. It is a lack of freedom. It is restriction. So again, whatever you guys have been feeling restricted in, if you've been feeling tied down, unable to move, okay, limited situation, a yoke is very limited. You can't move your hands or anything, okay? If you've ever seen it before, you'll know what I'm talking about. They have the actual thing here, but it's different types of yokes I've seen. And it's actually saying this frustration that you guys have been having in these situations. So like I said before, if it's money situations, love situations, family situations, your home, whatever it is that you've been feeling, there is going to, that area is going to be blessed. And again, I don't know how that's going to happen for you personally, but that is what I'm saying. Okay, that is what's here. Now, you also had announcement. Don't know. Announcement to me is, some kind of, and I'll say it this way, it's a bell, so it could be communication. It could be something that you are announcing where people will be like congratulating you on. It could be you graduated from college. It could be the fact that you are pregnant. It could be the fact that you are engaged or that you were able to buy that house. You are the one that's going to be announcing something. And I find this really good because if you are announcing this, that means some of the people that you're announcing it to knew what you wanted. So let's say you had family members and they knew for a fact that you wanted to have kids. And you've been trying, you haven't been able to have kids. You've had family members that knew that you wanted to be married. So when you make this announcement, there's people who are around you that is very excited for you. But it can come in different ways. Okay, like I said before, it could have something to do with the achievements that you're getting. You're being awarded or reward. I guess awarded in some type of way based on your skills. So either way, this is a blessing that I see. And then the last one that's coming out, yep, there it is, career. I told you. This was laid face down, by the way. So remember I said this in the beginning part of the reading that when I talked about that guaranteed success, I didn't want it to only be dealing with your work and career because it's whatever you're aiming for. But I did say that I saw that it came out. Okay, so career is going to be so heavy in just mostly your focus. And I don't want to say it's going to be only in 2026 because no, it's not. I'm not going to lie to you because I've seen it. No. But I don't want to jump ahead that far. It's going to stretch out at least for the next 2 years. Very, very career oriented and focused. This is not saying that you're not going to get married and stuff like that, but it is heavily career. Okay, that is what I see that you guys are going to be doing here. Let me just put this here for a second. All right, so now let's go ahead. Let's get into your tarot reading. All right, let's see which one I want to use. All right, so all of these are going to be in the upright. So frustration came out last week. I didn't know if that came out last week for you guys. I thought that they came out for another sign. All right, let's see. I'll pay attention to whatever is in reverse, but all of this is going to be read upright. So what we're going to do is, I'm not going to do past. I don't know if I'm not going to do past. So let's do your two present. So let's do first half of the first week of January. And then let's do the first two weeks of January, okay? And then we'll get the last part of January for, I guess we'll just do January. Let's see what's coming out here. I don't want to go too far out. Let's see what you guys are going to be dealing with this month, I guess, for Virgo. Now this came out in reverse, so this is good, okay? It's upright though. Here you guys have the 8 of Swords. All right. Now this is telling me that you guys are going to be getting out of something. Remember, the 8 of Swords is very restrictive. Okay. And it's more so mentally. Isn't this the same card in a way where it talked about feeling tied down? Okay. With that yoke. This almost looks like that energy and frustrated. That's what she looks like. Okay. She got so much stuff to do. She's very, very busy. And it could be mentally drained. Okay, that's just what it is. Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. Let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. King of Swords is here too. I don't know. I just feel like you guys feel very like on a time restraint. Like this is what this feels like with me, because she is in front of people. And usually when you have a project, okay, that you have to present, you know, you have to prepare for that. You know, you have to make sure it's ready at a certain time. I just feel like you have been feeling pressure because of time. Now, I don't know what that time could mean for you, okay? Like something is due, okay? And that's what I'm saying. So the King of Swords is more so like an authoritative energy. And especially coming out with this 8 of Swords, it feels like maybe you feel stuck and it's like a time restraint, okay? And you need something to formulate at a certain time. And it's interesting because it's coming out on that muddled, unclear thinking, and 8 of Swords is sitting on top of it. 8 of Swords is like, I can't think straight. But then I'm like, well, why would that be in such a heavy position? King of Swords coming out and it feels restrictive. It feels like a time-based, because my King of Swords is a time lord, okay? So are you feeling like, you know, I need to do this before April? Because remember, April came out. I need to do this before April. This needs to be done before April. This has to be completed before April. And that's just like an example. For some of you, you could feel like that if it's for January. Okay? So I do feel like there is something that you guys are concerned about that has a time on it. Okay, let's see what else comes out here for Virgo. This came out in the upright. It didn't even come out in reverse. So you guys always get this energy. You guys always get the 10 of Swords. Now this came out in reverse, which is the Page of Wands. This makes so much sense. Here it is again. Because tens talk about you being able to overcome your frustration, the yoke, the pressure, the restriction. And just based on this, even with the fire, anything that's dealing with fire is a cleansing element. It is a removal, whatever that means. She has the Phoenix there. So, but it's all swords too. Like you guys had the 8 here and you also have the 10 here. A lot of swords. Remember that card that talked about pay attention to your health, I didn't think about mental health, okay? Because these are all swords. And so for some of you, you have to, I always say this, I've been saying this for the past 5 years, you have to mind your mind. And it's so much easier said than done. It depends on what it is that you are experiencing. But I like the fact that the 10 is here because 10s are endings to those very things. But I do believe that there's this icky moment. You guys are going to have these little icky moments. And, you know, those little things on her are frustrations. You know, and sometimes when you are feeling like, you know, a little frustrated, feeling disgusted about things. I don't want to call the little creatures disgusting, but I just have to look at it because she looks like ew, right? If you're feeling disgusted about a person, disgusted about a situation, you don't necessarily think clearly, right? Sometimes you feel like you're going backwards. So it's only a page, but I feel like if you have those moments, you may experience those moments. Just know you're going to overcome. Let me tell you, that card right there said guaranteed success. You have the 10 here with the Phoenix on it, and it's saying, yeah, you will succeed. But I get it. And, this universe is basically telling you they totally understand the reason why you're feeling this way. It's been a lot of frustrations, very icky moments here. Things that you could not get out of. This looks like this just overpowering her. Okay. So this is the reason why I like that page. The page helped me to see that. But this feels like this was mostly in the mind. Yes, it was things that were going on. We actually saw that with the danger, right? It was things that were going on that is actual real. It's not just in your head, but you are going to overcome. This is really good. I like this. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. We're going to get to the love portion in a minute, but you guys already know this is motivation speak. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's see what else comes out, and then we'll get to the love. We'll go back to the first row. Let's see what comes out here for Virgo. Look at this. This has never come out for you. This has definitely come out for Sag. I have seen this so many times with Sagittariuses. Remember, this is in the upright. And anytime it is in reverse, it is saying how you felt or how you feel unlucky. Okay? Now, if we're going into January, we're saying the universe is going to turn these things around. You guys already know these are fated events. Anytime you see the Wheel of Fortune, it is a fated thing. Fated, whatever, right? We talked about that in the beginning portion of the reading, right? We're saying, regardless of what happens, you will succeed. Guaranteed success. And what comes out? The fated energy. Whether it is someone that is going to come in and help, whether it's you scrolling on the internet and you see a job and you're like, let me just see if I can apply for that. You are, in a park enjoying yourself, listening to music, and you walking through the park, you accidentally trip over somebody, and the person that you trip over is like the love of your life, right? And I'm just saying it in this way because it just depends on money level, whatever. It is fated events that will not pass you by. And this whole time, specifically, you've been feeling unlucky in something. Okay. Now this is sitting on top of April. Okay. This is sitting on top of Cat. Now Cat is always been very spiritual, very, very spiritual. And I believe cats have always been known to be like a psychic type of thing, for what I remember. Scales is Libra. Okay, so some of you guys could have Libra in your chart. You could also have Aquarius, I see here. Virgo, 6th house energy. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I saw another. Gemini. Okay, could be dealing with a Gemini Or this could be happening in Gemini season, which I think is around April, right? Or is it a little bit past that? But anyway, so the scale starts to turn. Things start to become better, or there's a turning point that's going to happen here for you. But it says keeping your life in balance. And the fact that I feel like that is happening is because, like I said, you need to make sure you keep your priorities straight. Okay. I'm just saying, you guys saw what happened to me. I had no idea that I was going to be up that late. I didn't get anything done. Okay. That will never happen again. At the bottom of the deck, this could be something dealing with your house or your home. Here it talks about for sale. I think I've talked about this before. It hasn't come out as much with you. I think I've mentioned it, but I know that this come out with other signs where housing is going to be huge. But this is just coming out in the picture. So this is just making me feel like some of you guys, you know, there's going to be something lucky dealing with your housing, dealing with your where you're living, basically. If you've been trying to get a certain house, if you've been trying to get an apartment in a certain area, something like that, it just feels like it's a fortunate thing because it came out with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? So there's something lucky or fortunate about where you're going to be living. Okay? We're going to go ahead and get to the love portion. And it's perfect because this is the Lover's card. Now, there is a sign of love in your reading. We're going to see what's going to come out here for you with that. Let's see what's coming out here with love for January. This is in reverse with the Three of Wands. It is technically upright. Ooh. Okay. You know, the Three of Wands is a waiting energy. Now, I don't think that you're necessarily waiting for like a particular person. I really don't. There's nothing in this first row that remotely has anything to do with a person that you're waiting for. I feel like if we're talking about love, this is you waiting for the one. Because this looks like this is a couple to me. It looks like this is someone that you guys have things in common with. You can laugh with. You can just have conversations. You feel so relaxed. Okay. So that's what I see. It's more so you are in expectation. Maybe I should say that word, expectation, and not wait. That's probably the reason why this was in reverse. Because it's like, it ain't really about me waiting. Like I could be in expectation, but it's really not about me being like waiting for it. Yeah. And there is some kind of message coming in here for you, whether you are realizing or not. To me, it just looks like she's just enjoying herself. Like, I mean, she's cool. She's comfortable. She obviously had a self-care day. She got her candles. She's sitting next to the fire. She ain't thinking about nothing. She is chilling. And then all of a sudden she gets a message because she's oblivious to the mailman behind her. Okay. So there could be some type of message or that comes in. I mean, this could be someone that you meet and then, you know, they give you the number and then a message come in, they call you or whatever. But either way, whether it is an actual like message or just the energy of waiting for the one, that's what I'm seeing going into January. Like, is this going to be the year? Is this going to be the year? This is got that type of thing. And I just don't think that you're like caring too much. I feel like there's a very much so laid back energy in regards to romance. That's what I'm getting from that card. Let's keep going. Let's see what comes out here for Virgo. In reverse. Upright. Oh. Oh. The other one was the Queen of Pentacles. This is the King of Pentacles. Oh, that's a power couple. You know, the King of Pentacles have always been considered someone who's very loyal. Someone who's really loyal, actually. And giving. You know, you guys can feed off each other in a intellectual way. there's something grounded about both of you. I just find that very interesting. Dang, I hate that I didn't pull that other one because that was just so on point. The fact that her partner came out. Anywho, so I just see someone here that is matching your frequency with this King of Pentacles. Okay? Because again, remember, I'm only paying attention to what came before. The fact that the Queen of Pentacles came out before, and then now it's the King. It's like, ooh, someone who is level-headed, grounded. Sometimes the King of Pentacles could be someone that could be have a little bit of money. I mean, or they could be an earth sign. Okay, like I don't want to say that everybody who's a Virgo is going to come across somebody who has deep pockets. That would not be, right. Okay, I know that we want it to be, right? But we know that that's not the main thing that you're wanting. But I also don't want to be like, oh, they're going to be having all of this money, but they could. Like, some of you guys could come across somebody with some deep pockets. Let's just be for real. It's the King of Pentacles, okay? But the character is there. The character is someone who is loyal, I feel like they're hardworking, that type of thing. This is what I'm saying. Now, the third position that we're going to get is going to be mostly about whoever comes in. This could be not just this person that we're reading. It could be before you meet them. There could be other people that try to come in. It could be a past person that's trying to come in. It'll be something like that. We'll see. You did get past, though. That's the only reason why I'm saying it. Now, this is what's tripped out. This is a past life. I don't use this for this life, not the Six of Cups, never. And what another thing is the fact that the Fated card came out, which we're about to hit, right? So this is someone that you're supposed to come across, and a lot of you probably already know this. What planet is karma? I think majority of Virgos, regardless if it was going into the 7th house or, what was it? The 7th house would be relationships, but I saw majority of them in between those planets, meaning some Virgos, it went into the 11th. Some Virgos, it was going into the 7th. Some Virgos, it was going into the 5th. So it was like, regardless of the combination of how it was still someone who was coming in her life that was meant to come in. Okay? So even the cards are picking up on that. So we're not just talking about past in this life, because that probably will happen too. But we're saying someone who is destined, who you have not met, that is going to be strolling in. Okay? Oh, there she is. I picked up it was right up under this. I didn't even realize that. There it is right there. Okay, someone who is destined to come in. That's what I'm seeing. Now, let's go ahead and see what falls on the destined energy. Now, destined could be your, past people destined to come back to close a chapter. There could be a situation that they need to, because again, they just popped out a little bit, just reminding me, saying that there could be a past person that you're trying to get over, and you will be getting over emotionally, because the 6 of Cups is emotions. So let's see what comes out in this third position for Virgo. Got 2. Now, one came out, kind of hit my thumb. This is in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. It was in reverse, though. Somebody who you were dealing with could have been married. Either they were married, they could have kids, or it seems like it had something to do with relationships with children, just because I see kids there. I see kids here too. So I'm only thinking that they could have been married. Now, of course, if you're older in age, they could be older in age too, which most likely, they have older children. So it's not like they have little babies, but there is something here that is reminiscing of them having something with someone. that looks like a marriage. I mean, and they don't have to be. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were just with somebody, but it just feels like it was a family-oriented thing to me. But this card was in reverse. So I'm thinking that they either are divorced, widowed, okay? That's the only thing that I can see based on this Ten of Pentacles. They could be a little bit older than you too. There could be some age difference here with that Ten of Pentacles. Let me see what else I have here. Here with the Hermit. Now remember, we saw the King of Pentacles, so it could be a Virgo. It could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but this is a Virgo energy. So you guys are dealing with another Virgo. Dealing with another Virgo. And I always tell y'all, whew, God help me with that one. Okay. But I mean, I want to look at this in a positive way. Virgo is the house of healing. It's the house of healing. And that goes back to the card that we were talking about earlier, when it talks about paying attention to your health, mental, physical, or whatever. It's the house of healing. And if she's in this tub, she is all good. Remember, this is still your reading and how you are relating to what we see. So if the person comes in, it described before the type of person that you're going to be meeting. We said someone who is loyal. We said that someone that is more so dedicated to you, very grounded. And then the Virgo 6th house card comes out. And how does that relate to love? Your routine could change just based on the fact that you got a boo. Your daily routine ain't the same. That goes back to the card that we saw earlier where it says, hey, you got to keep balance now. And it told you before why. Because if you get a boo and you got this, you got your career, you get your bae, you need to make sure you keep everything in its proper place. Because this is a day-to-day change that's showing up in your reading. Okay, that's something that I'm saying. And it's also kind of making me feel that for some of you that you know this person, but you don't know them. And I want to tell you why. Meaning, I'll tell you what I mean. You know how one of those cards showed, okay, and this is what I thought about earlier. This person looks like, you know how sometimes you just, somebody could just pass by, or it's like you just meet, and this looks like this is more so like a neighbor. Ooh, could be a neighbor for some of y'all, but I wouldn't recommend that. Too close to home. I've never been that type of person. But anyway, this could have been like, you know, someone that you just kind of met somewhere. Could have been at a party. Could have been something like that. I don't know. But it feels like it's someone that you have knowledge of or something like that, that could resurface. Maybe you were introduced to them. Maybe they were a friend or something like that. I don't know. But I also get that feeling that it could be, because I remember I said it was somebody from the past. So, but it doesn't have to be someone you were in a relationship with. It's just someone that you knew. Because I'm still not getting past. I'm not getting where it's like somebody that you were like in a connection with like that. I'm not getting that type of energy. And I know some of y'all want me to. I'm just not getting it. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting that there is someone in your reading that you used to know in that way. This feels like it's someone that you may have bumped into or someone that you may have, you know, got introduced to or something like that. But I'm not seeing a full-blown past. Now, for some of you, it could be with that Ten of Pentacles, someone that you may have wanted to be in a long-term committed relationship with. Could be. Maybe it is your ex-husband, ex-wife, you know, from 5 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, something like that, you know, but it's just like the whole reading isn't really focused on anything like that. And I don't think I've done a reading in a while where it was focused on anybody from your past. I don't think I've done any readings recently that talked about, oh, past person coming in. No. Let me tell you, especially for those who are wanting that, I'm not saying that it's going to work. Because I see that even if you have a heart for someone, I see that there is you having heart for somebody and you moving in a new direction emotionally. I don't see a past person. So I feel like if they do come up in here, they're going to be wasting your time. I don't see it's anybody that you know in that way. I just don't see it, y'all. But I do see that some of you guys are holding on to wanting, desiring, possibly the memory of. We got a picture here and something is getting away. But yeah, like some of you guys, it feels like if you do hold on to someone, it would be more so detrimental to you. It'll be too much pain dealing with someone who's just not on your level. King of Pentacles is on your level. You came out as the Queen of Pentacles. They came out as the King of Pentacles. This is a energy frequency. This is a energy match. But I have to be realistic with Virgos. Okay? Because some of y'all be holding on. So if you do, there's going to be a little, some pain behind that. Okay? Let's go ahead. Let's get one more card here for Virgo. This is crazy because this came out anyway. And at the bottom of the deck, you guys got the Knight of Cups. There is somebody in your reading here. Knight of Wands. Remember, we were talking about this being the egg. Two pages here. Who is this? Give me a second. Let me, I want to put this one down. Let me see if I can see who this person is. Can we describe that person, please? Thank you. Ooh. Boom. Tower. And she is hot, baby. Just overall frustrated. You know, like this is someone in general that is going to irritate you if you're holding on to a past person. I thought there's two different people in this reading. It's two different people here. You got the lover boy over here, and then you got the egg. You got the lover boy, and then you got the egg. Lover boy, lover girl. Then you got somebody who is just irritating the hell out of you. Someone who you can have a committed relationship, you can move forward with, you can have the real thing with, but then you got this other person that's always letting you down. Or someone, this is the reason why you're leaving. I'm telling you, because again, I told you, I don't see you being in a connection with anybody that you've been in a connection with, like full-blown connection. No, I don't see it. I just do not see it. I got to just keep it real on this channel. I can't just pacify people because you want to go back to your past. I'm not seeing that. I'm just not seeing it, y'all. Crazy. Look at this. What did I just say? If you are holding on to someone, I told you, because see, it went backwards because I'm like, this person that I'm reading for ain't got nothing to do with pain. They can frustrate you every now and then because ain't nobody perfect, babe. And you ain't gonna meet nobody perfect. So I'm not gonna paint them out to be somebody who's just like, it was the best thing that ever happened to you, which could be, or that they don't have issues. Because everybody do. This ain't that person though. And it's like I said before, I went back to if you're holding on to somebody or if it's someone from the past that you're holding on to, you're still going to have some pain. And what comes out? Holding on. Can't let go. Staying hopeful. Waiting. And this person's going to give you the ick. I'm telling you. Why? They're going to leave you hanging in the cut. Okay, what does it say? Ghosting, separation, no communication. They block you, you block them. However this will happen. No, I knew it was two different people here. And it says that someone is just being petty. Intentionally giving you the silent treatment, that type of thing. You know who this is. You want to know why? Because there is a past that some of y'all are held on to. I don't feel their energy in the future. I just don't. I don't feel their energy in the future. But I got to say it because some of y'all aren't on that. Okay. So in January, which is where we are, you may still experience that, deal with that. I don't know. And that's only for a few of you. Okay. Let's see if we get some positive cards here. Positive cards here for Virgo. Positive cards. Look at this. So some of you, it could be like, I wonder. Okay, you can look at this card for two in like different ways. You are real friends with this person. Remember I said you could talk, you can laugh. I said that. And for some of you, it's like you are friends or you will be friends. Like you're not in a connection, but you know that's where it's headed. Okay? Like you know that's where it's going to go. But like part of this could be like the person is taking their time. Okay, you do have like this going to be this person who has like this secret admirer kind of thing. Like they like you, but they ain't going to tell you that they like you. Not yet. This could be somebody that you, again, it's somebody around. Go back to that thing. It's somebody around. They ain't saying nothing. They ain't said nothing. But they are going to say something to you. Let's see if we can get one more on the good person. Not this other person. I don't know who they are. Someone from your past. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hold on. They think that you are beautiful. Okay. And I'm also seeing that this person, okay, all right, it's a little nasty here. Okay. So yeah, like I said before, I still don't think that no relationship is going to be perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to keep it real. You're going to experience a little trials with any relationship that you're in, but it is describing that other person as someone who you're going to have like a real friendship with, like someone that you're going to really be like, this is my person. Okay. Someone who thinks that you are beautiful, a person that you're going to think is handsome. And there's a real like sexual connection between you and this individual just due to the fact that the freak show came out. So that is what I see. So strong chemistry and sexual connection is what I'm seeing with you and this individual. Let's get one more for your money and we're out of here. Let's get this week's. How is Virgo's money be this week? Let's see. This one came out. Ooh, Virgo. Designer and retail. I sneeze. So some of you guys, I always tell y'all about the shopping. I don't necessarily think that you guys are going to be buying designer clothes like that, but it does talk about fashion. You could be spending money on artistic adventures, meaning going to like, a music, what is it, like a concert, theaters, plays, that type of thing. Some of you guys may spend money on that this week. This could also be, again, online shopping. I know Christmas is over with, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe you are going to be spending money on some clothes that you've been wanting to spend on. Maybe part of your new year resolution is to, have a different wardrobe or something like that. But I do see the first week of January. I do see that there could be some spending here. As far as what the type of money you can get, though, I feel like you're going to be, some of you guys may take start an online business, or you can be very productive if you do have an online business, because this is more so e-commerce. Your business will be pretty good for the first week of January. Okay, based on what I'm saying. Okay, it just depends on what you do. But this is what I have for you here, Virgo. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. And again, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you are interested in a personal reading, all the information is going to be down below. I think it's still kind of early. So I'm trying to figure out if I should wait a little bit to do Sagittarius reading. Maybe wait until 9 to do it, because Sagittarius is going to be next. I'm going to wait because I feel like it's still too early because it took a while for you guys to come up in here. So Sagittarius, I want to be doing a little bit later. Taurus, I want to be doing a little bit later. And then we'll see what happens. All right. All right. Love you guys.